Hello, everyone. It is Felicia Bender, the practical numerologist. Today we are going over the number 5 challenge number. So this video is all about the 5 challenge in numerology, and more specifically Pythagorean numerology. So if you're unsure of what the challenges are in numerology, it's not just some random thing. It's not just a random challenge. These are very specific to you and to your numerology chart. So if you're unsure, please take just a moment, pause, go to the description box below, and there is a video there that goes over an explanation plus the calculation of how to calculate your specific challenge numbers, and also the calculation about how to figure out your time frame. All right, when do these challenges show up for you? All right. So with that said, I am kind of making a wild assumption. If you showed up here, clicked on this video, you actually know that you are either experiencing a 5 challenge, or you have in the past and want to have some context about that. Or maybe you're coming into one. You know all your challenge cycles and you want to be forewarned and forearmed. So this video is going to show you and tell you all about that. So the 5 challenge, it is challenging you and teaching you all about stability. All right. If I have to choose one word, of course, we're gonna dig into that a little bit more. There's always more depth than that, and yet the overall concept here is stability. So the 5 itself, the number 5 in numerology, is the number of freedom. It is the number of sensuality, kind of sexual and sensual exploration, excesses, escape. It is versatile. It is adventurous. All of those very real, tactile, world is your oyster sort of energy. Okay. So when this shows up as a challenge, the key concepts here are of course stability and instability, freedom and the lack of freedom, adventurousness or feeling or not having that kind of adventurous nature, and even more important than that, fear. It's the 5 is always bringing in a lot of fear in order to be overcome, to be worked with and through, because the 5 is all about fearlessness and really, really working with your life in this very very experiential way. It's all about doing and it's all about the experience. So if you have a 5 challenge, the challenges might look like that you experience situations where the tendency is to be impulsive. Maybe you feel the need for personal freedom at all costs. This can lead to the inability to secure what I would just say basically good outcomes, right? There may be a tendency to just hop from job to job, relationship to relationship, place to place, just never be able to find your grounding anywhere, never always feel very edgy, or the 5 is known as that freewheeling energy. And yet, to what end? So it's about that impulsiveness. And so you could get carried away with that when this is a challenge. So you'll do best not to run away when met with difficulties, when met with responsibilities, when met with those sorts of things that often a person who is experiencing a 5 challenge will run as fast and far away as possible, to avoid that. And the avoidance here is in feeling stuck, in feeling tied down, in feeling that. So it's a delicate balance between that and running away. So just to highlight, the highest and best of the 5 is always going to be freedom through self-discipline or the constructive use of freedom. So that is going to be really, really right in front of you when you are experiencing a number 5 challenge. So the opportunities here are that you will learn to create freedom through effort, through focus, through follow through. It sounds oxymoronic, and yet it really isn't, because how do we establish our levels of freedom, right? If we want to have the freedom that good health brings us, we can't just, I don't know, eat whatever we want, drink whatever we want, never exercise, indulge all the time. That won't get us the freedom that we want, that good health will, right? So it's using that self-discipline to create your good health and the freedom that comes with that. Same can go for money. If you want financial freedom, you have to make some money. You have to invest it well. You have to save some. You have to, you just have to be smart about it. So it's those sorts of things. I could thin slice each one of those levels of freedom. And yet that is something that you're going to be up close and personal with when you are experiencing this 5 challenge. So the issues here could potentially be that you could struggle with overindulgence, perhaps addictive tendencies that stand in your way. You can bounce from here to there without positive input, and it's really asking you to be more adventurous, and yet also do it again in a positive, constructive way. So what I find can happen when someone experiences this as a challenge is that you often feel really, really stuck and really confined, and you'll bring in these situations, whether it's a chronic health condition, whether it's a family situation or a relationship situation that holds you back, ties you down, those sorts of things. Or alternately, as we touched on before, you could just be the wild child and go everywhere and do everything, and yet have nothing to show for it and not really be happy about it. You kind of look back and go, what the heck just happened? I feel like I just gotten, you leave that challenge number and you're like, I don't know. I feel like I've just am waking up with one big hangover. So it can feel that way. So the ultimate key to your castle here is to really step into your fearless, adventurous nature, and yet do it with some structure and with some self-discipline.